Have you ever bought something for your future self? A notebook, a camera, a pair of running shoes. And you told yourself, one day, I'll start soon. But days became months, months became years, and suddenly you realized you never started at all. This is the story of Daniel and the notebook that quietly recorded the life he never lived. Daniel was 22 when he bought it. A beautiful brown leather notebook with soft cream pages and the smell of something new, something full of promise. He imagined himself sitting by the window, writing his first book, a story the whole world would read. He told his mother proudly, "Mom, one day this notebook will hold the book that changes my life." She smiled and said, "You already have everything you need. Just begin." But Daniel didn't begin. Not that day, not the next, not the next month. He kept the notebook on his desk, untouched, unopened, perfectly clean. Every time he looked at it, he felt a spark of inspiration. But inspiration without action is like warm wind. It touches you, but it moves nothing. "I'll write when I feel ready," he said. "I just need the right idea. Maybe tomorrow." And tomorrow kept moving further away. Years passed. Daniel got a job, not as a writer, but as a customer support agent. A job that paid the bills, but slowly drained his dreams out of him. The notebook stayed on his shelf, gathering dust, but holding hope. Sometimes he'd pick it up, run his fingers across the leather, smile at the memory of his younger self, then place it back again, unopened. When Daniel was 27, his mother fell sick. He spent long nights at the hospital, holding her hand, listening to her breathe. One evening, she looked at him and asked softly,
"Daniel, how is your book coming?"
His heart dropped. He forced a smile. "I'm thinking about it, Mom." She wasn't angry. She wasn't disappointed. She was simply sad. She whispered, "Write, Daniel, before life writes it for you." 3 weeks later, she was gone. The day after the funeral, Daniel found the notebook on his desk. Clean, new, empty, just like his dream. He opened it for the first time and wrote one sentence. "Mom, I'll start now." But grief is heavy, and dreams are light. The notebook closed again. Daniel turned 30. He moved apartments, then moved again. The notebook traveled with him, from shelf to shelf, box to box, a silent reminder of the life he was supposed to live. Friends got married, some started businesses, some wrote their books. Daniel congratulated them all and said, "I'll write mine soon." But soon is a thief, a quiet thief that steals your entire life without making a sound. When Daniel was 32, a new coworker joined the team. Liam, 19 years old, full of fire and hunger. On Daniel's first day training him, Liam said, "You know, I want to be a writer." Daniel froze. He asked, "Have you started writing?" Liam laughed and said, "Of course, every day. I'm not good yet, but I started." Those words hit Daniel like a storm. "I'm not good yet, but I started." That night, Daniel went home, opened a drawer, and took out the notebook. Still empty, still waiting. A whole decade of excuses stared back at him through blank pages. How can a person live 10 years and still have nothing to show for the dream they once held? Daniel closed the notebook and cried. Not because he failed, but because he never tried. The next morning, Daniel took the day off work. He went to a quiet cafe, sat by the window, and placed the notebook on the table. He didn't wait for inspiration. He didn't wait for the perfect idea. He didn't wait for the perfect day. He simply began. One sentence, then another, then a full page. His hands hurt. His mind felt slow. But for the first time in his adult life, Daniel was living the life he promised himself. That night, there were 12 written pages inside. 12 pages more than the last 10 years combined. At 35, Daniel self-published his first book. It wasn't a bestseller. It didn't make him rich or famous. But it made him whole. Because the boy who once said, "One day I'll write a book," finally did. And the notebook? It stayed with him, now filled with stories, ideas, dreams. No longer a symbol of what he didn't do, but of who he finally became. Daniel now tells young writers something simple. Dreams don't die when you fail. They die when you delay.